Hey-ho! Welcome back to another episode. Nothing has exploded yet, but the day is young. Oh well, there was one of the calves was out walking around this morning. Figured out what it was. They had pushed the feed rail pipe on that pen. They'd pushed it along and left the space, and then they got in behind these bales and walked out the end. But I walked back in the pen, just fine. So yeah. So, like I said in the previous video, we are going to be hopefully processing at least one, if not two, of the smaller herds. The first one to process, we're not doing any weaning in that pen, we're just doing splitting. The second one will be doing weaning, so that might not be this week, that might be next week once Liam gets home. Very cold last night, minus 21, so getting into some of the harder frosts. So yeah, just getting about the bedding and the feeding and the bedding. So this, normally we would have bedded out on the pile out there, but because it's been so particularly windy and winter showed up hard, we were kind of getting a bit lazy there with the mild weather, but it's come in. So what we're doing is we've got our 2-year-old oat straw, and that's actually a wheat bale there I picked up. Trying to get the bales away from the fence down at the silage fields, because if the cows go out there to graze, I don't want bales near the fence, as you all know. So I bed about every 3 or 4 days in here. I give them 3 bales. And as you can see in here, they're actually eating a fair bit of the bedding, more than laying down on it. Because as you can see, that's a lot of poop, considering they're not shut in here. So that's the thing, they're not shut in here, and it's not just them pooping on the bedding. They're eating on a lot of it, so that's kind of good. It's like I said, we're spacing them out with the hay bales and the silage, and they're actually eating a fair bit more of the older straw themselves. So it's helping bulk them up. So I'm gonna blast this out and get on. Well, what are we doing now? Yeah, we're in the Dagoichi. So the backstory to this little creature, and I'll tell you one thing, and those in the farming world will know exactly what I'm talking about. The day that we purchased a skid steer was life-changing for this farm. Now, tracks or wheels, that's where the world of farming separates. Because those who love wheels, and those who love tracks, love tracks. Now, I've run a wheel skid steer and I've run a track skid steer. Wheel skid steers have their place. They're great in the summer. They're great for bombing along the road. Yeah. But for working in the corrals and working on bed pack, I'll take tracks every day. But because I do work out on the road, down to the bale yard, in the summer, and on frozen ground, that's where wheels would be good. But I also think that's where normal grouser tracks would come in handy. These are industrial, but it's what came on the skid steer, and to change them out to turf tracks, normal rib tracks, which are technically called small grouser tracks, it's about $5,000 or $6,000, I think. Now, I could probably get a pair of takeoff tracks from a dealership or somewhere, ones with low hours on them, I could probably get those for 3,000 or 4,000. And at some point I might look into that because these are getting old. But for now, we're good enough. As you can see, I'm trying to get the stickers here. Twist my arm. So this machine has, can't even see it from here, over 5,000 hours on it. Now, this has the Isuzu engine in it, which are just beasts. Now, this is a powerful little machine, but it has issues, like I said earlier videos. The bushing on the bottom, on the main arm, the bushing on both sides is wore out, needs to be changed. The other issue with this machine is it didn't have a door frame or anything when I got it. I bought it at public auction. So I can't find anyone to get me a door. I can't find an aftermarket company to get me anything to do with Takahauchi. So outside of that, I posted on different public forums, and a good friend said, "Piper Doug, you'd be quicker just to make one." So I might end up doing that, just making an external door, something that mounts on the front with those weld-on greasable hinge tabs, because there is space out here. And the thing is, if I'm ever in a situation where I can't get the door open because the boom is halfway up or something like that, I can open the side windows and get out, because I took the side cages off. They're over there somewhere, because they were rattling like crazy, and there's never an issue when we're needing side cages. So that's where we're at. So if I go to put a door on this, my next problem is I have no heater. This has never worked. Never, ever worked. So, because the controls are down there, yes, I need to rebuild the towers. I think I talked about this in a previous video. The O-rings in there are jiggered. And same thing, the closest dealership is in Winnipeg. I'm trying to get a hold of somebody to just order a kit. I'm actually thinking of just pulling one of the pistons out and seeing if it's just standard O-rings versus like flat O-rings. Anyway, that's a whole other project. So one thing I do know, because I can stick my finger into the squirrel cage. I see a squirrel doctor. That's another film reference. Don't look it up. The squirrel cage, the bearings are gone in the motor. So I'm going to try and undo this and pull the whole heater matrix out. Because like I said, there's a pipe on the bottom part, and then there's a thing, because it sits up there. So that blows on you, and then the pipe comes down and into, you can't really see there, and blows heat down to here, which would be nice if you had a door especially. So yeah, I'm going to take this apart and see if I can take this whole thing out and see if I can free up the cage, and then test the motor. So I'll bring you back. So it looks like we have solved a little bit of the riddle. It seems like it is the oil leaking from the joysticks, and because they put the breaker box underneath the joysticks, it blew the breaker, because dun, dun, dun. Seems like there are 3 speeds. The second speed does not work. First and third work, but so that's kind of cool. So yeah, next thing, we'll be building a door. So I'm going to ask around the hockey rinks to see about finding a piece of like that 1/4 inch 3/8 hockey glass, because that would be good for this. And then just get like even 1-inch square tubing, just make a door out of that. I'll make up a plate for here with those weld-on greasable hinges, the ones where you can push it up and the door pops out. So, okay, good to know. Motor's good. I can't be the only one with this problem. They all stand in front of the tractor, and you literally have to push them out of the way with the tractor to get to the feeder ring to put the feed in that they're waiting on. Like, I'm literally pushing them out of the way. I need one of those like train cow catcher pusher doohickeys, like a snowplow blade, so that way I can push them without hurting them. I'm scared I'm gonna like twist their foot or something. Honestly, gosh, it's craziness. Gotta watch, don't get anybody's face caught in it. Start the video. Yeah, you'll notice the tractor's working really hard. This is the problem because the silage is very dry. It doesn't mix as well as high moisture silage. That's the one thing I've really noticed about it. So, ooh, we're getting closer. Here's Queener. Hi, Queenie. Hi, sweetie. Hi, darling. Oh, you're such a nice one. Oh, geez, the camera's got goobered again. See, it's a disappearing act. And she runs away. She doesn't run away. It's Queenie. Hi. So yeah, Queenie is a... Now Mrs. Piper Dog will keep me correct on this. Queenie is third. She had her third calf, which is little Prince boy there. Ooh, one of my straps has got knocked off. There we go. There's Butters. Yeah, that's the little Prince there. See, she used to be a nice cow. We gave her a really nice name, and I can't say her name now because it's disrespectful in the memory of a family member that is now no longer with us. Because about 2 years ago, she changed. She turned into a very unpleasant animal. So yeah, she leaves. She's a cull, Fat's cull. There's Koromu. She's the one that prolapsed this spring. So she's a Fats. She'll go to be finished up. Butters does not go. No. Butters with her miracle baby. Baby darling. She stays and she'll go to the cull pen where Puddin was last year. 59, that's Freddie's mum. Freddie's mum is going. She's a cull also. So yeah, there is 1, 2, and then yes, Puddin's going away. I don't like it, but it's part of the job, as you all know. Daisy boy, he got to stay an extra. He's a fall calf from the year before, so he's going with this year's crew. So is little Allie, you know, though little Allie is the same size as the calves from this year. So, yeah, there's 4 to go up the road when we do the processing. Queenie and Butters will stay with their babies for now. Actually, Queenie's boy might be able to wean. He's a good sized boy, but the miracle baby, no, she's too tiny. And Butters stays till next year anyway. Hey, Allie. So, what are we at? So, we've got the small pen set up for now. This panel will swing and sit here, and then this gate will sit here. So then I'll put a bale in here, shut these guys out of here, and then we will start processing the critters. So yeah, this is what we do. There's another couple of gates outside there. So what we do is we move the bale ring down a little bit more, and then we'll hang another gate over here. So then we'll walk them around and then push them down into the alleyway. And then, so yeah, you get them through this gate, and then there's a second gate there so you can pick off smaller groups at this point. So you use this as processing. This works for us right now. It's actually really good. I came up with this about 10 years ago. So it works our system. In the future, I've said we're building a shelter here and a shelter here, and all this processing will happen inside the shelter because there will be ways of closing the shelter in. We'll feed them up and sort them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Puddin'. I'm gonna go around there. So here's the last gate. Sometimes we'll hang that gate off of this bar. I think sometimes we turn this panel around and do it the other way, but it is what it is. So you'll close that gate. We'll have the last pocket, usually somewhere between half a dozen and 10 calves. 8's usually a good number. So yeah, swing around, and as you can see, dark color. Oh yeah, the door's closed right now, you can't see it. So, and dark color, dark color. So that's the science. See, there's the dark color inside the gate. So what happens here? Well, this doesn't matter so much for this lot, because the calves will go off into the big lot and the cows will go in the trailer. What this is for is when we finally go to run the calves through here, in and round, and make the big pen. This is so we turn the steers back this way and shoot the heifers out and into here. So that's why this is here. Yeah. Okay, it's coffee time. And my feet are cold. Yeah. It's better work, Tough Industries, because this is your last warning. I get it, it's all greased up from the fall, so it should be good that way. Yep, okay. So here's the irony. Look at this. Today it was +3. Yeah. 2 days ago it was -21. 24 degrees difference in 48 hours. No wonder the Canadians are all crazy. Warm, reeking, rich. Yeah, she's making some good heat in there. I tell you, if you could smell this, whoo, she's potent. No wonder the coos are all drunk. Yeah, that beefer's gonna get old real quick. At least the heater works. Yahoo! Just gonna get a door. Make a door. We're gonna make a door. That's what we're gonna do. Well, hello. There we are. And we're back. We're back in the kitchen. And here's one we did not prepare earlier. Yeah. So, Piper Dog's not having fun. No, we're not. As you can see, started taking some of them out. And so yeah, I was using the big Ugga Dugga. And yes, to say I'm not going any further with this. Look at that. Absolute garbage. So yeah, it's doing an absolute number on some of these. Now, saying that, it's probably not all the socket's fault, because I think there's been somebody in here messing around with their bad that. Not gonna say the word because it gets me listed for being mean to them. So yeah, I've got to wait and go and get a proper 6-sided 3/4 inch. So I figured what I would do now is I'm going and taking these guys out. So yeah, that's the adjustable. Yeah, that's loud. For adjusting these blades back and forward. So I can take them all out for the most part. So yeah, it's kind of a funny deal because there's not enough room there to get a normal 6-sided 3/4 inch or 19mm socket onto that lock nut. And there's not enough room to put a deep 1/2 inch drive, like the deep 6-sided. So the 3/8 deep gets in there, and then just leaves me enough room to get my, where is it? There it is. 3/8 long handle ratchet to get it in there, popper. So I can get that nut backed off enough. And then, as you can see, it's a 4-sided bolt, which is a 13mm open end. So yeah, I'm gonna take all those off, and then I'm supposed to be running into the city in the next few days because Piper Doug's got to get his shopping done. You know, it's less than 10 days till Christmas, so that's when I go. I'll nip by and replace this piece of garbage. Awesome. Anyway, I'll see if I can get all of these off. I was hoping to get one of these blades off so I could take it up to the dealership to have them take a look at it. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Like I said, none of them are really salvageable. Like they're all right through that hardened edge. That's pretty bad. I don't know what they ran through it, but holy moly. And it was like one of you fine subscribers said, the reason one side of the chopper box took a more of the beating than the other, and I hadn't really thought of this, pardon me for sniffing, is, as you can see, it's off-centered. So there's almost fully a foot more header on this side than that side of the actual chopper box. So you get more product will end up coming in off of this side. Now when you're picking up a swath, it shouldn't matter, but when your swath is the full width of your header, it's going to be over here to there. So yeah. Okay, back to that. Hey ladies, LED light is working good. Okay, we were just figuring something out this evening, me and the boss lady. So this past spring, wow, that was loud. This past spring, with calving season, the older ones that were longer calved that were in here, we let out to the paddock. So out there, they weren't really grazing so much, they were still being fed silage and hay. So they stayed there till we let the paddocks to the north get ahead of them. So around about Canada Day, July 1st, is when we let them up into the paddocks. So that's when we stopped feeding this lot. We were still feeding the other smaller paddocks mostly through the summer, all year long. They got They had some grass growing out there, so they weren't eating at full speed till later in the summer when it got real hot and dry. So what I'm getting at is that by probably the middle of October, we started feeding the big lot again. Because they were out. There was no pasture left, there was nothing left to eat, and all the rest of them were on full rations. So July, August, September, and into half of October. So grazing this year in the prairies, generally speaking, was 3.5 months out of the 12 months of the year. So yeah, that shows you what it's been like the last few years with this drought. Normally there would be more grazing. They would be grazing right through until probably closer to December. Like feeding in October, that's rare. Feeding in November, not so rare. You would be feeding by December, unless you had like standing corn or such like. So yeah, needless to say, that's why everyone is scrambling for bales. We should be good. Like, we tried to make sure that we didn't oversell ourselves with the silage. If we didn't have the silage, we would be in trouble. We would not have sold as much bales as we did. So that's why by the end of the month, we will have processed the heifers and the steers, and hopefully the steers will be out and gone away. And plus that will free me up some time, because I've got a lot of projects to go on with. So if we can get rid of all the steers and the heifers that are not staying to be bred, yeah, that would be cherry. Anyway, it's the end of the night. It's 10 o'clock and all is well. The stars are twinkling. It's less than 10 days till Christmas, everybody. Woo! Hooked up and ready to go. So yeah, by the time you'll be watching this video, everybody, we will be using that trailer. And it's one of those sad things, talking to our buyers, and they want the cull cows tomorrow. They kind of want to get their pens, animals processed before Christmas break, so we're gonna haul those load up. So tomorrow, sadly, we'll be saying goodbye to Puddin'. I raised that cow from a calf, and we will haul them away tomorrow. But it's like I've always said, I would far rather give them the dignity of hauling them away in the trailer than having them go down on the ice or get sick and die here on the farm. So yeah, it's kind of sad, but anyway, back to the shop. Well, ain't that just a humdinger? Take my gloves off. So yeah, like I said, I had to cut all of the bolts. Well, that's a lie. Piper Doug, you told a fib. Yeah, one of them broke. Shockingly, actually one of them held on long enough to break. The rest of them I had to cut. So yeah, 7 out of 8. But yeah, I was under the assumption that these were captive nuts, but they're not. I don't know what these were, and no, they weren't carriage. Where is one? It's probably still roasting hot and about to burn the crap out of my finger. Ow. So they were square nuts, and they were held in with a sort of a little spring jibber jabber guy. So yeah, they let go because they were rotten. Except one's still there, but it probably is gonna just fall off. So they're not quite the same. So yeah, if anybody who's watching this has never been inside a feed auger, so it's literally the same concept as what is on your straight cut header, what is on your pickup header, And it's the same on a hay header for a forage harvester of all sizes, shapes and sizes. Welcome everybody. I was just noticing there's a bit missing out of that cleaning bar. Don't think it matters a whole heck of a lot, but I'll probably straighten that out. Anyway, so yeah, I'm sorry this is loud, but this is what's wrong here. These, whatever you call these parts, and I'm imagining it's the same all the way around. There's a set there, there's a set there, there's that set there, and then there's a set on the actual lid, which I wonder if they didn't do a little bit better planning than that. Pardon me for sniffing. I was outside of cold. So yeah, these little, I don't know if these are plastic. I think they're plastic. I don't think they're aluminum. Actually, these might be aluminum. No, they're plastic. So yeah, they're kind of wore out. But as far as I can tell, the actual, okay, I'm going to do what I said. So as you can see, that shaft is moving a little bit. That shaft is moving a little bit. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. Because there's bearings there, there's bearings there. Ooh. And then there's bearings there. But the shaft is supposed to be solid. And I think that's why we've been seeing this going on, this rocking, because the shaft is supposed to be welded to this block, to this plate, and the plate is bolted to this block that's supposed to just slide up and down here on this spring as it feeds. So that needs to be re-welded, which also means we have an issue at this end on the drive end. See if we can recreate this. If you can look where I'm looking. Now see, that looks tight. Tight like a tiger. What's going on here? Oh, I'm trying to see where this separates. Oh, I got my foot stuck in the water. Seems to be the issue. Anyway, you get my gist. So, where are we at? So, I've been taking all of the adjusters, and man, is that a long, slow process to take all these adjusters out. I've started on this side. These are all out, and it is, as I now know, quick math, it is a 9-blade chopper drum. Yeah, there's 1 or 2 blades that I might be able to keep as spares. The rest of them are junk, like that. So yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, sorry the video has not been terribly exciting. Good news is Liam's home! Yeah, Liam's home from Thunder Bay. Did his last exam, got in the car and drove the 10 hours plus to get home. He just wanted to get home to the farm. And like I said in the previous clip, the trailer is hooked up, so tomorrow I'm going to haul the culls. Like I said, it's a bit bittersweet because one of my old favorite cows raised from a baby, she has to leave, and that's what you have to do. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off now. And the next time I will speak to you will be right after Christmas. So I hope you all, pardon me, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. I hope you all have lots of fun, lots of food, lots of laughter. Presents don't matter, people. Honest to gosh, so many people are just stressed about presents and all the glitz and glamour. We really have lost what Christmas is actually about. It's about the board games. It's about the movies. It's about telling stories. Presents? What would I really love to see would be everybody challenge, like next year. Everybody challenge. Nobody gives presents. Nobody. You could make stuff and give it to each other, but nobody goes and buys presents. Everybody does that for 1 year. I tell you, I bet you it'll tell you a lot more about your friends and family than it'll tell you about yourself. Because you'll probably find out most people won't care. Some people will. That'll tell you more about them. But for the most part, I guarantee you most people would not care. Anyway, I'll speak to you all after Christmas. And have a good week, everybody. Like I said, got a tough day tomorrow. We're going to process and wean the firstborn, the first heifers that are second calvers this year. We're going to wean them this week, hopefully, so you'll see that in the next video. And the hobbits should be leaving. And we'll go from there. Okay, I'm done for the night. Ta-da, bye, everybody. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, holy ho.